Good morning, everybody. It's Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Do you what, Todd?
Oh no.
Give me a second. I was going to introduce you, but that's okay.
Oh, never mind.
So, as everybody knows, here's our wonderful old timer, Todd.
What the hell?
Oh, Lord.
The lag doesn't care if you introduce me. What the hell?
Yeah, well, who cares what lag thinks?
Well, I do.
By any chance, did you happen to see my post on Facebook about the river cruise, the Viking river cruise,
Yeah,
the
it's pretty
cartoon?
funny.
If anyone is uncomfortable with looting and plundering a small village, you may opt out of today's authentic Viking activity.
I noticed they left out rape.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Nice to meet you, Todd, he says. Lag says. So, how's things in the.
So what's the difference in plundering and pillaging? To me, they're both the same thing.
Oh, jeez.
If you pillage something, what are you actually doing? If you plunder something, what are you actually doing? It's just stealing, isn't it?
I don't know. Let's find out what the. Uh, Plunder is to
Pillage.
steal goods from a person or place, typically using force in a time of war or civil disorder. That's plunder.
Okay.
And pillage, the act of looting or plundering, especially in war. Same thing, just different words. Something taken as booty.
So
Pillage.
if you use both words in your description of what you're doing, as I was saying, I am happy, glad to be here.
Yep.
Uh, Happy and glad are kind of the same thing.
Yep. Good morning, Texas Bandit.
Loot and pillage. What's the difference in loot? Now, loot, that's oftentimes just the description of, after the pillaging is done, what you carry off is loot.
Yep. I would think so. You're a pillager, lag. You better not say that your mama start charging you rent for living in her basement. She'll think you got money.
I've got the loot.
It's just my medicine, Roxy. Really.
Sadie, I saw your finish.
Good morning, Mr. Sadie. Good morning, Ping.
It's actually incredible that Sadie and I don't just. We are actually better players than our results show.
Oh, I thought you don't say it's it's amazing that you are not professional players now.
Well, it kind of almost is because we don't take big chances. And yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just get unlucky. But
Good
getting
morning, Buck
unlucky
Mountain Barn.
happens more than uh, getting a big win.
Did I say good morning to you, Ping?
Morning, Ping. Morning, Buck Mountain Barn. That's
Yeah.
Chris, isn't it? Chris, the Buck Mountain Barn.
Thanks for coming in here. Todd can't figure out why the bots keep winning.
Chris called me Tom a couple of days ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you should feel like you should feel like privileged
Okay, I'll try to remember
that
that.
that I got called Tom.
I'll try to remember that.
Wasn't that it? Chris, didn't you call me Tom? Whatever it was. Doesn't matter.
Well, at least he didn't call you late for dinner.
That's true.
There's the link if anybody wants to join in this intellectual conversation. So it's Thursday. That means you get to go see your girlfriends today.
Yep. Slap the high karate on and go pillage the Lutherans.
Do you and this is not a paid promotion, but stop and get them some Krispy Kremes on the way there. Put it in their break room. Get their sugar levels back up.
We don't have Krispy Kreme here in town.
You don't?
No, we got the donut. We got Cowboy Country Donuts run by the nice Vietnamese folks.
Okay.
I think they're
See, I
Vietnamese.
I'm not a big. I like the glazed Krispy Kreme originals. I don't particularly care for any of the rest of it, and I definitely don't like cake donuts. You're banned from Krispy Kreme, lag. What did you do? Did you go in there and stick your head up under the icing fountain? Just haul your. You just need to haul yourself in here and lighten us up, then, Beard, Mister Picker.
Intellectual. I've always thought of myself
Oh,
as
there's
intellectual.
lag. That sounded kind of pervy there, dude.
Donut hole incident. Oh, my imagination just went all over the place. Donut hole incident.
You didn't do the thing where you asked for 4 donuts and you could only hold. You had a cup of coffee in one hand and 1 donut in the other, did you?
That's funny.
Anyhow, did you have a lot of activity yesterday?
On eBay, no, I sold 2 things for like $40. Yesterday was it my worst day of June so far? If it wasn't, it was awfully close. It was a bad sales day yesterday.
Yeah. Good morning, Recycle. I don't think I've seen you in here before unless this is an alt.
Yep,
Welcome.
yesterday was the worst sales day for the month of June. But you're gonna have those every once in a while. Oh, what's happened to my business? I had a day with very little sales. There must be some algorithm pounding on me or something. Oh no, what am I gonna do?
You
Shoot,
yeah, you're quitting, aren't you? You getting out? It's
I'm
all
quit.
downhill from here now. So you're
Quit.
just going to
I'm
get out while you
done.
can.
I'm done with this eBay crap. I can't say. You know, I get sick and tired of hearing people say, "Oh, eBay's broke." I had 3 days in a row of bad sales. My life is over. Look, Chris is in this waiting room. Oh, but yeah, speaking of whiners, here's Chris.
Good morning, Chris.
He
Good
doesn't hear
morning,
me.
guys.
Oh, he does hear me.
Yeah,
He's got his
I hear,
little. He's got his little teenager earpieces in.
yeah, I had to. I had to in order to get the right mic to work. So
So it's like, I know, I like to whine myself. I mean, misery loves company. I like people to sympathize when I'm having a hard time or something. If I twist my ankle and it swells up, I want people to come over and say, "Oh, you poor thing, can I bring you a drink and just hand me?" You know, I want some
people
sympathy.
people love
But
misery, man.
to just say eBay's broken, I'm gonna try this. It's not this way isn't working. What was me? I get a little tired of it. I know Beard does.
Yeah. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Major Win, Doug, and Roe, if you're awake. Good morning,
Yeah.
Patrick. Good morning, Jennifer.
Doug and Roe, they never complain about eBay. They just keep selling
They're
crap.
just so happy all the time. I
They're
think
just
they're all
so happy. Happy. Are they just delusional, or is that just a good way to be? Just happy all the time?
they're young and in love.
Young and in love.
Is there a song? Sing it, Todd. Young love.
I don't know.
Isn't it young love?
What
Oh Lord, have mercy.
what program is this?
It's called EV Mux.
Yeah, it
Emacs.
sucks. I don't know why Tom keeps using it, but it'll get the job done.
Does it, huh? So I didn't know. I didn't even know this one existed. So
Well, back years ago when YouTube got rid of its um, group shows, hangouts, everybody went to every place and was trying different things. We tried Zoom. I tried Zoom. Actually had 98 people in the show one night just to see if it would hold up. Uh, StreamYards, it came down to StreamYards, and then EV Mux is used by a good many people too. Not necessarily in the retailing community, but it's used too.
okay. Yeah, I'm used to StreamYard, and this one kind of shocked me when I logged in. I was like, "What is this one?"
Well, you can do a lot. You can do a lot with it that I don't do with it. Um, it's got this thing called Pro Scenes,
Uh
and
huh.
you can go in there and create um, special scenes. Like if Todd was going to do a presentation, I could create a scene that had just Todd, and then another screen that's showing what he's showing. I mean, and you can do all kinds of stuff like subtitles on the fly. There's just lots of other different things that you can do with it. So
Okay.
I
I'll have
like
to look
playing with it
into it.
offline. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's see.
Phil, I can see Phil's making fun of the crap on my desk,
Yeah,
but you know what they say, out of sight, out of mind.
yeah.
At,
Mm-hmm.
at
Good
least I
morning.
know what all this crap on my desk is and where it is. If I put it somewhere else, I may lose track of it.
Um, I forgot what I was going to say now. Good morning, Mike. Sorry. Too many train of thoughts going at one time leads to a train wreck.
Oh, sorry I messed you up on your show time.
No, 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 no. I was looking down through the chat too. So, um, yeah, Doug, y'all were just so cute and happy when y'all were on the show together. So, just deal with it. Deal with at least nobody's saying bad stuff about you like they do Todd and me.
Yeah.
Like stuff blood splatter.
Apparently I cussed Todd the other day. I called him Tom.
Yeah, he was never so. He was truly honored by that.
Yeah, I got a little
Oh yeah.
butt hurt about that, Chris. You need to
I know you
apologize
did.
to me
I know you did.
profusely,
I apologized.
or just send me $200 PayPal and I'll get over it.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that won't be a problem. Yeah. Yeah.
that sounds like you're a prostitute, Todd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy my love.
I'll send you some cheese with that whining you've been doing about
That's
eBay too
right.
here a while ago.
And it can just be American singles because his wine is
Yeah,
not
right.
all that expensive.
Oh Lord.
uh,
Like your desk is a crime scene.
Yeah. Yeah. I messaged him one day and apparently I didn't have the right account. I was only asking to be a guest on our show and I asked him, I said, "Hey, do you think your keyboard of mine to be a guest on our show one night?" We still gonna work that out sometime.
I never
Uh,
saw the message, but anyway, whatever.
well, I think what it was is I had the wrong. You might have had two accounts, or I had you in an old account or something, because the one you finally messaged me on was a completely different account than what I messaged.
Uh, I don't know. I think I've had the same account forever.
Maybe somebody else is
You
out there
find
got you.
another.
Yeah,
Somebody hacked my account and put another one of me up, I guess.
yeah. I believe that's what it was then. Because that was weird, and it didn't have no picture to it or nothing. It was just blank, you know. And then when you sent me a message, I was like, "That's not the same person I've been messaging." Yeah, I'll show it to you right here. Look right here.
You
Uh,
probably just contacted some Russian wannabe mail order bride or
let's
something.
see. Look right here. This account's even followed by Jimmy, old school flipper. That's the reason I thought it was you. Oh, Poshmark. So you
Did
don't
I?
have a picture. It don't have a picture or nothing, and this is silver hair stacker on it. And
What the
His
then
main
hell?
channel, his that channel has a picture of his hand on it. You know, when I first started hanging out with Todd, I always thought he was in the witness protection program because he was never online. And then finally, I think it was Sally said it's because he's in the silver and gold stacking group that none of them show their faces.
right. So yeah, then I got the other one, the one you sent me a message on, Todd. It's got a picture of you and the family in I'm not going to show that, but it's got a picture of you and your family in your profile pic.
Yeah, that's the real one. I don't know
Yeah.
if I did make that other one. I sure don't remember doing it. But it says silver hair stacker right on it right there. I think
This the
I think
yeah.
Lag made that one up.
Yeah, he probably did just to mess with everybody.
That's what Mr. Sadie said.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
He
It's Lag's other channel. Oh, okay.
Leg's always up to some shenanigans. He's gonna just mess around too much, and his mom's gonna kick him out of his basement, out of her
right.
basement.
Oh,
Uh,
Uh, Leg says you have to send Bitcoin so he'll know it's you. Leg, Chris.
there you go.
Yeah, Texas. I can remember. I can distinctly remember floating around in the inner tube on Lake Marion when I was about 10 years old with a bunch of friends. But Roberta can ask me to, while you're at the grocery store, pick up a dozen eggs, and it's 10 minutes to the grocery store, and I will have forgotten about those damn eggs before I even get to the store. Check out your Queen City Picker channel, lag. So
hey
that's just
Tom, I appreciate you sending that link, and letting me come in and join y'all for a little bit. My wife just come in, and we got to run to town. Actually, I've got to go to Georgia. I got about a 2 hour drive over there. I got a doctor's appointment this morning. I got all kinds of stuff.
no. Where are you at?
I'm in South Carolina. I'm in Pickens, South Carolina.
Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Pickens.
Oh, are you in South Carolina too?
I'm in Charlotte.
You're in Charlotte. Okay. All
But
right.
I basically grew up. Well, I lived from the time I was 13 to 30 years ago, till 30 years ago, in Rock Hill.
Oh, really? Rock Hill. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Me and
lived in.
my son and I just went to Rock Hill last week to for some kind of air show thing. He's really big into air shows and stuff. And we went up there to watch. It wasn't an air show. It was actually to see two B-52 bombers, old from World War II, that was
Right.
there. So
Would
that's first time.
they come into Bryant Field, Rock Hills Airport?
Yeah, they went there. Yes, sir. That was last week. They was there. They was there
Were
Thursday,
they
Friday, and Saturday.
were they propellers or jets?
They were propellers. They were doing flights on them too. You pay, I think it
So
was
they
like
were.
$375 to get a seat on it to fly.
Shoot, a B-52 will blot out the sun. They could fit 200 people on there. I bet it's a big
Nah,
aircraft.
wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I might have the wrong. I might have the. It was the maybe it's not the B-52. What's the other one? The B. It's the ones that fly and drop the bombs. There's room. I mean, there's very little room. You got a rear gunner, a gunner underneath, and you got a pilot and
A
another
super
guy sitting
fortress.
in. No, they're not that big. I'm trying to think of what it was. I thought it was a B-52,
A B
but if you're,
one? The B one's the new one or newer one. It's
he
probably
said
30 B ones probably.
he probably won't message me back right now. Let me see here.
I didn't think the B two was used much during
Wait a
World War
minute.
II. Maybe it
I
was
got
in
a
the.
I got a picture of the thing. Hold on a minute.
Phil says B-29. That
A
sounds
B
more
a
like.
B 25.
This right here. B-25. Yes, B-25. This one
I
right
just
here. That's that.
I googled it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
B two had at least four propellers.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this
And
was
then
these had four or is that two?
this is at let's see. The one up front has
Two.
four, and then there's another one in the back that has two.
Yeah.
There was one that had two propellers and one that had four.
Yeah, B-17 has four
Here's the
as a
one
heavy
that had.
bomber, and
This
the
is the one that had.
B-25 is the lightweight one.
Yeah, this is the one that has four propellers on it. I didn't get a good front shot of it. But yeah, well, that's what that was in Rock Hill at that little small airport up there last Thursdays when we went, and they were doing flights on Friday and Saturday. So, but I gotta get off of here. Like I said, we gotta run over to Georgia and see the doctor and stuff. Actually, my wife's got a doctor's appointment over there too, so it'll be
Well,
late this
before you
afternoon before we get
leave,
back. Yeah,
I'm pasting your show last Thursday where you had Kevin
that was
as a
Tuesday night. That was this past Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yeah,
just 2 days
yes,
ago.
sir.
What a great
Yes, sir.
show!
Man, wasn't
I
it, man? I mean,
and
I'm
not
gonna tell
very
you,
many people, I bet, just nobody knew that Kevin Commonwealth Picker was on there.
no, I don't think there was either. Well, he never does lives, and what happened was we was gonna have Mike Death Pile Picker on there, and then
Hmm.
Mike had a family emergency. Mike made a really great thumbnail that morning for for Instagram. If anybody saw it, it was funny. But he about 11:30, 12 o'clock, he messaged me and Brad, and he has it was a bad family emergency come up, and he just wasn't
Oh
going to
no.
be able to make it. And he told me in the chat, he says, I'm going to call Kevin and see if Kevin can show up. And I was just shocked, I mean, because that was
Yeah.
to me and Brad, I mean, we really like that. That says a lot about him and Kevin, uh, doing that for us. And we greatly appreciate it. But I will tell you, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it because you get to hear Kevin talk. I mean, and a lot of people in the chat was talking about how they really enjoyed to see the philosophical part of Kevin, and that was really a
Yeah.
good show. And then I know this coming Thursday, not tonight because we're not having a show tonight because we've already had it this week, but next Thursday we're having Jimmy Old School Flips on there, so that might be a pretty good one too. I'm sure it's going to be, not might, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, if nobody's checked that out, please go watch that. I mean, you
Yeah.
can
I was
learn a lot.
surprised how few people were watching and making comments. So
Well, it wasn't advertised because he wasn't 100% sure he was going to make it. He messaged me about earlier and told him that Mike had called him and he said he'll try. He's not 100% sure, but we didn't know. I
yeah.
didn't know till probably about 30 minutes before the show that he was going to make it. But then he told me he said it'd be about 5-10 minutes late too, so that was fine. We just really enjoyed him being on there. I learned a lot from listening to him, and actually went back and watched some of his videos that he was talking about from the very beginning, and that's a shocker. You will see how he's come a long ways with his videos.
Yeah. And for him to just he talks about being so busy, which I'm sure he is. I'm teasing him, but it was awfully nice of him to take. I mean, he was on with y'all for over an hour,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's just. I mean, it's kind of like he's almost got kind of a celebrity status, right? Kind of in
Oh
the
yeah. I
replay
mean,
community. So
after the show, me and Brad was joking. He was like, "Well, we reached the top of the mountain. Where do we go from here?"
I know.
you know, we was joking about it, but yeah, I mean, that was, I tell you that. because Kevin, ever since I found his channel, I've watched him so much that I just, I've learned so much from him because he's a great teacher the way he does his stuff, and and then listening to him Tuesday night was just another side of him that I didn't even know existed. That was really really good, a philosophical part, and that was just really nice. But it's 9:30. We got to get out of here. So hey, I appreciate you, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Maybe I
Anybody,
can catch it.
anytime we're doing a show, you want to jump in here, you're always welcome.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, my friend. Maybe we can do it next week or something like that.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just it just depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing at the time. I just happen to be watching y'all, and you posted in there, and I figured I'd jump in and say hi. And
Hey, Chris,
yeah,
come to my show tomorrow morning, and you can hear some more whining about how eBay sucks right now.
okay.
Is
Oh, good.
is killing my entrepreneurial spirit, and yeah, all
Look,
those.
I had to unsubscribe from two people this last year because of that same thing. I just got so fed up with all the negativity. I even made a video about not watching trash, you know. But it was just that negativity, man. I mean, it's eBay is like an ebb and flow, man. It's up and down, But there are some things you can do to make it go up for you, I mean. I, I'm selling stuff now because I've redone the way I've done my store.
Yep.
Uh, if you watched any of my videos or any of my shows, you know what I'm talking about. How I've changed how I list things and what I'm doing with my items. I'm tweaking them as I'm relisting them and stuff. And I'm selling stuff that's been in my. I sold an item yesterday that's been in my store for 3 years, 3 years, and I just listed it the day before. So
Dang.
I mean, so we're just doing stuff differently now, and we're seeing progress. I'm seeing real, like yesterday, I had $113 in sales. Now, a lot of people, that's not good. That's not a big number, but for me, when I got less than 1,000 items in my store, that's a pretty good day yesterday. That's a pretty good day.
Well,
So,
we talked about last week on somebody's show. I don't know remember whose it was. We were talking about $50 a week is great for somebody,
mm-hmm,
whereas another person needs to make $500 a week.
right. But
You know,
last week we did $929.74. Yeah, that's what that says on that. I keep a chart over here. So that's what we did last week. So I mean, that's amazing for me having less than 1,000 items, and I contributed that to how I list items. See, back on May 6th, I ended my entire eBay store, and I took over 1,000 items off my store, and I put them all in my drafts, and I started listing on May 6th, $500 a day, not items. Just, I mean, I didn't do it in numbered items like most people do 10, 15, 20 items a day. Well, I just started doing $500 a day. If I had an item that was $499, that would be the only item I list for that day. And I've stuck to that consistently. And in the last 4 weeks, it has paid off. I mean, it took 2 weeks for it to catch up, but in the last 4 weeks, it has paid off. I've had in the last 4 weeks, I've had the largest paychecks I've had in probably 3 years since the pandemic era. Let me put it that way. So and that was 2021. So I'm really pleased with how things are going right now.
well, that's good. And I'm not laughing at what you were saying. I'm laughing at what Todd said in the chat.
Oh, I don't even see the chat.
Oh, it's
Oh, I see it.
Todd. Kent made this joke about War One items, and and he's always on my butt about something. And I said I was there,
No.
Kent. And then Todd says my Spanish American War stuff is cooler than Tom's stuff. Because somehow or another we seem to be the oldest people on here in here. The rest are kids.
Yeah.
So,
I was with Teddy when he did his charge up San Juan Hill. Yep.
All right, I've got to run, guys. It's
all
9:30.
right.
I'm getting messages.
Thanks for
Let's
coming
see.
in.
Not a problem. How do I leave out of this one here?
Just exit the tab.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks a lot. Enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Bye,
Bye bye.
Chris.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Chris is a good old guy.
yeah, I'm gonna have to see about trying to see if we can get a bunch of these Carolina folks to meet somewhere for for lunch or something. Um,
That's right, Sadie, and the walls came a tumbling down.
no, yeah, but you might be ping, but you don't look it.
Joshua
You
fought the
you look like we
battle
could
of
still be having to pay
Jericho.
child support on you. Todd fought in the battle. Boy, Mr. Sadie's harsh this morning. Todd, did you beat him out
Oh,
in the poker game last night? He
and
says
the
Todd
walls
fought.
came a tumbling down.
Todd
Down,
fought.
down, down.
Todd fought in the Battle of Jericho. But
Yeah,
anyway,
a lot of what happened those days were kind of precursory to what's happening over there now. And that's all I'm
yeah.
going to say about it. We're not going to get political. But
Good morning,
pe-
Harry.
people think the conflicts in the Middle East are it's all new stuff, new war stuff. No,
Right.
this stuff's been going on since Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho. And yeah,
You.
that's not recent Old Testament. That's way Old Testament.
Yeah. Roxy, you're clawing me. Um.
So I got a question this morning. You want a
Okay.
topic?
Okay. Todd's got a topic.
So I was reading in the E Myth book that we're supposed to be reading for Scott's channel.
Right.
And chapter 4 starts talking about how in a small business, once you get overwhelmed by doing all the work yourself, it's time to get some help. Time to hire out some help. I know Scott the Bearded Picker, he delegates out a lot of his work. Who else has got employees? Um,
John.
John and Lag. I'm pretty sure Lag's got some employee help.
Yeah, he's got all those little mice running around his basement. He packing for him.
Um, and a lot of businesses have like a husband and wife team. It's like Major Win. They can get a lot more done than I can
Right.
because there's two of them. So I just wonder who all else has ever had help or is going to get help or you're not going to get help. I don't think I'm ever going to get help. I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm doing. But if I ever wanted to grow, I think that could be pretty important. Like, you don't have any employees? I think you're lying.
He hustles too much stuff, allegedly, um, to not have any help. Just you?
Huh. I thought sure you had. Because, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, you were talking about putting together 2 or 3 new shipping stations or something. I'm like, why would one person need 3 or 4 shipping stations? That doesn't make any sense. All you need is one. If it, just if you need a big one, just Make a big one. Why do you need
Well,
three or
he's got
four?
one station set up to ship glassware, and he's got another station to ship, food items, and he's got another ship to ship hard goods with, and another shipping station to ship all of his naughty products that he sells. So, you know, he's
Naughty
got
products, huh?
he's trying to get it all specialized. All you need is love. That's a song, isn't it? Or lyrics from a song. You have seven
Right.
bosses, Mr. Sadie,
Yeah.
and one on the way. Yeah, you got to put them girls in their control.
John Lennon may have sang that song.
You're learning, You're learning, lag. You're learning, Doug.
But I don't know if I think if reselling was my only income, I'm kind of I'm kind of thinking it might require having some help. I mean, Craigslist Hunter talked about, you know, he always either had a partner or and then he got employees, and he talked about, I don't think you can get to, it would be very difficult to get to a point where you're making a kind of a dream salary without help, without employees, without, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
There's a limit to the time that you have.
yeah.
And beyond that, just being flat out frustrated. I mean, sure, you could probably make enough to live on from a one person show, but at some point you want to delegate some of that. What if you get sick and you're depending on your eBay income for your sole income?
Well, let's just say you're going to shoot for it. You want to put 100,000 in your pocket. In your checking account.
Take home?
Take home.
So you'd have to
You
sell at least 200,000 on
you'd have to
eBay,
sell at
probably.
least 200 because 50,000 of it's going to come out in taxes.
Not 50,000, but yeah, I get your
Yeah,
point.
I always use a third.
Um,
We
just
had
because
listen.
you're
We
in
had
such a
we had
high
a friend.
tax bracket, is
We have an acquaintance that just won $1 million off of a scratch off. After all was said and done, they got $440,000. Just so you know.
from what?
Do what?
What's their business?
It was a scratch off. A scratch off. One scratch
Oh,
off. A $50 one. They won $1 million prize. And after taxes, they ended up with $440,000.
well, they must have taken the lump sum payout
They did.
because you can get a much larger percentage if you take a yearly payout.
Yeah, the thing about it is though is that lump sum is not guaranteed. I mean that monthly installments are not guaranteed.
I don't know. Those
No,
lottery
it
companies have
says
been around a
it says in
long
this
time.
fine print, and also too, in some of them, if you die, your estate doesn't get what's left. The rest of it.
Hmm.
But anyway, I just thought Roberta and I were like, "That's all." No,
I
that
can
was not. Nobody. This was with them at the when they cashed in their ticket.
I can see the government taking a large percentage, but
Hey, Bridget.
They must have taken some off of the $1 million total when
Well,
they accepted a lump sum payout. And then, of course, taxes, I'm sure, did take a big chunk.
yeah.
But I
Well, I'm
bet,
wondering me.
I
I'm
bet to
wondering if
get lump sum, you'd have to. I bet they'd run it down to like 700,000 or 750,000 or something.
they might have paid because they have a business. They have a construction business. Um, so I'm wondering whether they just went. Also might have taken more out because now they're really. They're going to be jumping tax brackets and all that kind of BS. So anyway, good morning, Bridget. Talk about a listing person. Bridget's got her a helper, her little helper. If he doesn't get a hundred, if he don't get 100 items a day listed, then he don't get supper that night. He comes up with his little begging bowl and says, "May I have more?" You better get him other 25 listings, boy.
Yeah, they're Bridget's basically a two-person
Yeah,
team.
but they list. Yeah, there's back in the time when Chris, her partner, was talking about going back to work at the mill, the mill. What do you call it? Where they turn down metal parts, bars into smaller parts, whatever that's called. Lathe shop. What?
Machinist,
Huh?
machinist shop.
Yeah, machine shop. He's talking about going back to work there because he didn't have to work near as hard.
Yeah, if you start your own business, I mean that's what this book is all about.
Right. Oh,
Um,
there's machinist.
the fact that most small businesses fail, and it's because just because somebody's good at doing something doesn't mean they need to start a business doing that.
That was a joke, Bridget. He's got a sugar mama to keep him up with. He don't have to worry about that. He's got you to keep him up. He don't have to go back to that hard work. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in business for yourself. If you're a real estate agent, that people think that that's an easy job. They ride around, they show people houses, and they list, write up contracts. People don't realize that there's a lot of riding around and a lot of BS before they can get to the point where they can sign that contract. So, I mean, if you're going to be in business for yourself, and even though like a real estate agent's working for inside of a realtor's office, he's still or she is still on their own. It's these guys that are one person HVAC and plumbing and stuff like that. It's them and a helper. So, Todd, are you going to get you a helper?
No, because I don't ever plan on growing to the point where it's more than I can handle. And I'm happy with that. There's the problem with this book is it doesn't necessarily apply directly to me because I run a small business smaller than a small business.
Right.
And that's one of the good things about eBay. Um, if I sold 10 things a month, that's and sometimes that's enough.
Well, if you want to make the big bucks, you're going to have to be able to list a lot of items in a day, or you're going to have to start listing nothing but expensive items.
Yeah, if you want to make a living wage in today's world, You're gonna have to bust your butt reselling.
No, that's a book that the book club. I'm gonna call it that. Scott's book club's reading.
Yeah, we're reading. He's gonna do a show on Monday evening that covers the book, and we're supposed to have it all read by then. I'm on chapter 4. There's like 19 chapters or 18 chapters.
I
So
need I need to download it to my tablet. Roberta got me a new, and my old one that of 10 years. Finally, the screen just kept getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Now you can't even see anything on it. So she got me another one, and
I just don't get as much out of a book if I just sit there and listen to it. So I pretty much have to read it to get the important stuff.
well, I mean, um, well, I was talking about reading. I mean, I hadn't even thought about the audiobooks. Somebody, I think it's John from Scott's morning show. I can never remember his last name. Grumpy John. I think he's listening to the audiobooks.
Yeah, I don't I just don't get as much out of I mean I get a lot out of audiobooks, but I don't get as much. And I know you can hit rewind and listen to it at an interesting part again, but yeah.
I used to read a lot. I mean, both fiction and nonfiction. I mean, a lot. And I don't. The last book I read was the the memoirs of Billy Mooney, who was Will Robinson in it's the original Lost in Space, the little boy, and I read it on the cruise. The guy that I always read his books, Clive Cussler. Oh, he hasn't turned any books out that he's actually written lately, so I haven't been reading those. But uh, I told Roberta I'd like to, if she was going to get me another one, then I wanted a larger screen so I could get back into reading and just download the books instead of having all these books sitting around here. Good morning, Shaquille. Is that
Yeah,
pronounced right?
I like the Clive Cussler books. Kusler, you call him Kusler?
Cussler, I don't know how it's pronounced.
Uh,
Um,
they're always good adventures. They're like a grown-up party boys.
yeah, and a James Bond. Let's take James Bond and mix him with the Hardy Boys. You know what I mean? It's got the tech stuff and the shooting and the all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah, it's kind of like Indiana Jones
but it's
book.
got a good mystery. And he is the luckiest son of a gun you have ever seen in your life. uh, but anyway, I told her I wanted to get back into reading, and Chris had to take his wife someplace,
Yeah,
doctor's appointment,
we
something
drove
like
him
that.
off.
Uh,
He didn't give me a big enough apology for calling me Tom.
yeah.
That's what made me mad at him.
Ever since Todd's got co-host rights on my channel, he just kicks people out for they make him mad. Uh, has anybody seen Johanna lately?
Parrish?
Yeah.
Uh,
Did I do something to make her mad and she's not visiting my show anymore? But then again, her kids are in school now, so it's probably this time before she even gets settled down for the morning. Um, it's yeah, everybody hates Tom. I'm gonna have a TV. I'm gonna change my channel to that. Uh, but I haven't seen her in a while. And it's also getting cranked up in political season too, so she might be involved with that because she is not Scott out as the lead conservative voter on in our network. Good morning, Tactical. Glad you could make it. But
Thanks for.
if you're going to do a lot of money, I mean, you want to make a lot of money in this thing, you're going to have to, like you said, you're going to either have to have somebody to help you, or you're going to have to list big ticket items.
Yeah, Beard, that guy's being a little iffy. Thanks. But, yeah. Scott's forcing me to read this book. And it's a whole lot. This one's a whole lot more interesting than that one. What was that one? Golly, that thing just droned on. Uh,
Oh, God. Good morning, Mr. Scott. How are you this morning?
Your new love interest over there in the chat. I can only take so long of that. I love the host and all the damn emojis and all that shit. They gotta go. I put them in timeout for 24 hours. Think about your transgressions if you come back, Shaquille. You bot. Damn.
hmm.
Same
Good
thing they were
morning,
doing. The same
Scott.
thing to Josh. They were doing the same thing to Josh the other day, and I'm like, damn it, enough's enough.
Mm-hmm.
And what's up with y'all? All these people having to take their wives somewhere. Would you buy them a car and send them on their way? Shit.
Hold on a second. Roberta, Scott says, "What's up with you guys having to take your wives everywhere? Buy them a car and send them on their merry way." Do you have anything to say to Scott? She says, "Shut the hell up." Tom does what tells me to. I tell Tom to take me someplace, and he takes me. He knows better.
So you're trying to say Tom is a kept woman. That's what you're trying to say.
I am kept. Yes, I am. God, she's been up all night last night fixing some issues and getting some stuff done.
So, Jenny had a tough day at work yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wouldn't it be great to just be so relaxed that you look like that?
Yeah.
I mean, just conked out, upside
Yeah,
down.
this is how terrible it is. See how bad Phoebe struggles? She's laying there and oh, now she's gone.
You know,
Under the covers.
there's people, myself included, and the people in the show right now, and I know there's people in the chat that their dogs and cats live better lives than a lot of children do. I mean, that's not funny, but it's the truth.
Well, just think about it, Tom. So we're all okay. So y'all might be a little older than Generation X, but y'all close enough. Just think about what your parents thought about animals versus what people think about them now.
Yeah.
You know, if my if if my especially my grandparents, if they, if a cat got something wrong with it, hell, just go drown it or do whatever. There was no 24-hour vets. There was no life-saving surgeries. There was just, if whatever happened, hey, tough luck. Our attitude towards pets has changed dramatically over the last 30 years.
A friend of ours is a vet. He's out in Colorado working now. But his practice was up in the north side of Charlotte, up around Lake Norman, where all the rich people live. And he said people would come in there and with their dog or their cat, and he'd say, you got to think about it's going to cost about $2,000 to do this surgery. And he said the wife or husband will flip out that Amex card and not think a thing about it. Yet their spouse is going, like he said, this one guy said, My wife, we got the bill for. He fell and broke his arm playing golf. Don't know how he did that, but he did. Broke his arm, and he got like a $1,500 medical bill. And he said, my wife raised hell about that $1,500 medical bill. Yet here she is. We we gotta pay $1,500 to have this 10-cent cat fixed or dog, that was a stray. And that just goes to show where people's priorities are at. They love their animals better than they do their spouse.
I was watching something and they were talking. It was a video last night. They were talking about that the attitude towards pets have really changed, and it started with I guess Generation X, where now it's just crazy.
I love my cats, but I'm not putting them in a handbag and toting them around every place they go.
Oh my God, have you seen like the dog slings and all that craziness?
Yeah,
I was
those
watching one the
baby.
other day. I was watching one the other day walking their dachshund, and they're like, "Yeah, I've got to push the stroller because about halfway through the walk, he'll just lay down and won't walk anymore."
Are they called slings? The things that people, mothers and fathers, they put their babies in. It goes like a cross shoulder type deal. Anyway, I've seen people with the dogs and cats and
Yeah.
those too, which is probably what you were just talking about.
No, this is a full stroller. They had a pet stroller they were
Oh,
pushing around.
pet stroller. No,
Yeah, I watch Camperman Kevin, and he's got things on his motorcycle where the dogs can ride on the motorcycle and the carrier behind him. And people are crazy.
um, my mom had a Yorkie Chihuahua mix, and Snoopy was her fourth son, and he he did not go without anything. And he slept up on the bed with them. They traveled all over the country. He went with them. If the first time that she had to board him, after my brothers and I had all moved out and that kind of thing, she was on board him because they were going to be gone for like a week. And she went. She wanted to see where they were going to board the animals at, and she went back to the back where they board them. And she said, "But he's sleeping in. He's used to sleeping on a king size bed." And the boy and the boy that was giving her the tour, he said, "Ma'am, we don't have any of those back here."
So have y'all noticed how these new veterinarian offices are being built, how big they are? And so so when we were in Wilmington, they built a new one, and he's added on to that thing since then. Um, he built a separate boarding, like a pet hotel onto
Right.
it, and he's added on to the pet hotel. He's like, you'd be amazed how well that is done. Um, and it's just, they've got little areas they go play. They spend so much time with them, but that's expensive. I mean, it's as expensive as a regular hotel
Absolutely. And for people like my mom, she was real picky about how that dog was treated.
because they're building one of those here. There are two or three of them here in Huntsville, and one of them's going. Another one is going up, and it's just a huge. I'm like, you're like, what the hell is that going to be? Vet, and it says vet. I'm like, yeah, somebody's figured out the pet hotel business is booming.
Well,
Hmm.
about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, uh, they were having problems with finding vets. I mean, Kirk's practice had like six vets besides himself, and they were trying to make it larger because they were working, from like 5 in the morning until 10 at night because they had so many patients. They couldn't find vets, and I think somebody finally said, "Hey, you don't want to be a medical doctor, a people doctor, but you like to do something like that, become a vet because they've become more available now and not such a hard time to
Yeah,
find
but
vets."
I see some, because me and Johnny send docs and stuff back and forth. I see so much docs and stuff on Instagram and TikTok. My favorite was there's people that will build like a little ramp to get up to the top of their like privacy fence. They'll have a whole and the little dachshund will just patrol back and forth to the top of the privacy fence. There's two or three of those like that.
It's
It's
Yeah, there was one just recently. They taken it looked like wire fencing, and they had made a big loop on it, and there was a like a 2x6 running down the middle of it, and then they had that fence looped over, so there was like a tunnel down through there, and the dog was walking down there. He, like you said, he is patrolling his area.
Dude, you couldn't do that for Phoebe. She's so crazy. She jumped right off the top fence.
Yeah, Roberta, Mr. Sadie, Roberta watches this lady online on YouTube that has a boarding, excuse me, service. I'm not a boarding service, a grooming service, and it's cool to watch her how that she has to do these big animals.
I'm telling you, the pet slings work. So we tried to cut. I don't know if I told you. We tried to cut the little one's toenails,
Uh huh.
and he was squirming. It was taking 3 adults to hold one 10-pound dachshund down to get his paws done. And we got them all except for like 3 toenails. And I guess Franklin decided he won because he had 3 long ones. But Johnny ordered one of these things that you put all their legs through, and you kind of hang them from a door.
Yeah.
Oh my! He didn't know what to do. He couldn't move. He couldn't work anywhere because he was in that damn sling. And she's like, that made quick work of those toenails in the sling. She's like, we fought like hell, and a $15 sling has done fixed it in like no time.
When you said three of it was you and Johnny.
Johnny was she'd use the offhand to try to hold me and Jacob. That little dog. That's
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, good border. Mr. Sadie says they paid $100 with tip and have to book months in advance. Yeah, that's it's that's there's good money. There's good money in that stuff, and yes, you have to have a lot of experience, but there's no college degree required. And
and people are very loyal if you do it like they want to. The amount of money they pay. Because Kevin had taken all 4 of his uh, dogs. I think the bill was like 240, 250 for the 4 of them, and it gets it done like every 6 or 7 weeks. I mean, that's a lot of money, pet grooming, and she's booked out for me. He's like, you gotta give her a week's notice. She's booked out a weekend or 2 in advance.
so there you go. If y'all anybody wants to change careers, land shark, Craig. There you go. Become a groomer.
But
But
I
you know,
mean, if that's your passion, though, I told people over and over, your passion has never been easier in this world to make a living. If your passion is animals and you're good at grooming animals, you can make a small fortune. I mean,
yeah.
it's just a matter of right now. If you enjoy working on cars, go be a freaking auto mechanic. Holy shit, billing at $150 an hour. It's insane the amount of money you can make following your passion.
Uh, Ping. I thought I watched some stuff. I watched this guy named I think it's SB Yard
Uh,
Service.
until you watch the sheep man until they try to get a wool off all in one piece, that's crazy talent.
Yeah, I've I've never watched sheep raising sheep.
Oh yeah, why do the long guys fascinate so much? They get you because the ones that do it for free and go to the most screwed up yard in the neighborhood.
Right.
You're just like, I like. Not only do I want to see how long it takes, but I really would. I'm invested to see what this looks like.
Yeah. But those guys, because I've read comments and it's like, well, you're making your money off of YouTube.
Well, what's
No,
wrong? What's wrong with
no,
that?
they don't have millions of views on these things.
There are
It,
some that do.
yeah, but they're not consistently, you know. And I don't know I have no idea what the pay schedule is on that. What rate of pay they get on that.
But just think what advertising that is. I did this, and now look at this. I mean,
Yeah,
it's got to be a huge,
because
tremendous.
He does the guy that I watch. I think it's SB mowing, um,
Yeah, that's what Don mentioned a few of them.
and I mean, he does have a loan service, a paid loan service.
Dude, when you've got to start edging and you've got to break out a shovel because the dirt is halfway across the damn sidewalk.
Yeah, or when people have said when they didn't even realize there was a sidewalk there.
It's
It's something else. So how's things? Good morning, Scan Freedom, Jake. No, actually, I do have sheep in my game. Thank you for reminding me that.
oh
I have
yeah.
like 300 sheep. Um, how's things been going with you? Your business, S- Scott?
I gotta unload the truck. I've been to Walmart, so they're remodeling our Walmart, and I've been there now 3 times. I've spent $1,400 in toy clearance so far. Um, so yeah, I've got to unload. I mean, the truck and the van are just overflowing. So I'm working on that today. That's why I came out here. I'm like, it's gonna get hot, and I want to open the big door and bring the toys in before it gets too hot.
So how did you find all that inventory? Did you just go and look?
So I tell people to pay attention. No, I didn't know. So it was about a yard sale got me there. So I've been eating cheese, Tillamook, and it's in a big block. It's not cut up because the stuff that they put in to keep cheese from sticking together is not it's not all great. So I'm like, you know what? I'll cut my own cheese. Well, I got tired of using a knife. I'm like, I need a cheese slicer. I found one, a KitchenAid at a yard sale for $1. I thought, man, I am living. I have spoke this into existence. The first time I used it, it broke. I'm like, damn it, yard sale. So I was in Walmart while Johnny was messing around. I'm gonna go over there and find a cheese cutter, and there was no cheese cutter. But I could see because they had moved all the aisles closer together because they're moving. If y'all never seen a Walmart remodel, they've got these things lifts that'll go rollers that'll go under their shelves and move all their shelves around, so they move them all closer. And I'm like, that looks like Legos with a yellow sticker on it. Let me walk over there. And yeah, I found a whole wall of crap on the end cap. And then I'm sort of wandering around. I'm like, while I'm over here, I might as well look at the stuff I always look at. Let's see if they've added any new toys. And beside that place where I look at, there was another wall. I'm like, well, holy shit. And so now I've got a basket and a half, and I'm looking for another basket because at the end of that aisle, at the end of the little rows in front of the home and garden, there's another pallet where she was working on, never finished. She finished half of it, just never got it up to. And so I went ahead and helped her with that. She'd already gone home for the day and left that pile there, so I just picked through it and got all the good stuff out of it. And then the next day I come back because I knew she'd finished that half pallet. She did. I bought a bunch of it. And then last night I was just, you know what? Once bitten, twice shy. Let's go 3 times. And damn it, they should put more out. It was awesome.
The WalMarts that you've been going into, have you noticed? Because around here it seems to be the trend, and it might be just the DMs, but it's like the clearance section is getting smaller and smaller because they're leaving stuff on the shelves and just put clearance signs out in front of the item.
That's how many Ninja Turtles I bought last night. They were all $1 each.
Nice.
You going to send them into Amazon?
I got to find a listing first. So a 4-pack has sold used on eBay for $25, and I'm like, I could be Todd rich this way. And then if you look on the shelf above it, there's a whole box of Lego bags, and there's some more up top. So I got those are $2 a bag, and then the other little things there beside it, whatever those are, tank cleaners. They were $2.50. They sell for like $23. So I bought all those.
Sweet. I've got an update on the electric plugs.
Okay.
Yours are not recalled and still away.
There you go. I sent them emails, and they finally got back to me and said, well, there's a date code. So I took pictures of the date codes and sent them in. They said, nope, the recall is only for 1 week during like July of 2023. So yours are good to go. Good to install, good to use.
Good.
So did
And
they
that
teach you? Does the date code actually? Is it one of those numeric date codes, or is it actually a date?
it was like a couple of letters and it's like 3 letters and a number.
Did they tell you how to read that or whatever?
They didn't tell me how to read it, but they did say that that was not in the
And are
in
all
the
yours
re
are the same or very similar?
in the recalled one. They said any date code that starts with a B, you're good to go. They're all good. And every one of the boxes that I have start with a B. So
Good.
So
I
are
was
you gonna?
thinking the same thing, Glag. Great minds think alike.
So are you gonna put in there that they are not recalled or anything in your listing, or are you just gonna sell them?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. Should I?
So what are the other ones that sell? Do they mention it at all, or if I don't know that I'd even mention it because you don't want to give a customer a reason to pick something else.
Right. No, I don't. There aren't there aren't very many people on these. There's a couple in different colors, like ivory or um,
Ebony and ivory.
ebony. Yeah. Um,
Sing it, Todd.
live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard.
Piano. You said a key. You said a trigger word piano.
I know. So, but yeah, there was. I don't know that anybody had white. Mine are white. So,
Does this one have
uh,
a piano? Virtual background.
I would not.
and I made a listing, and I made it way cheaper than all the other listings.
How
You
good does the
know,
background on this one work?
I'm doing the
I like
chase
that
to
one.
I'm doing the what do you call it? Chase to the bottom
Yeah.
because I
Right.
can. I've got 2,400 of these suckers.
So hey, Dawn is right. Put the date code in the listing, and then that covers. You know what I mean?
It's in there. I mean, it's part of. Well, no, it's not.
Yeah, she's right. I'd put the date code in the listing. That
I
covers
took
you.
a. Well, there's a picture of the label from the box
Right. It shows it.
on the listing, so that it the date code is on there.
You have to come in, Jacob, to find that out.
Yeah, it's
Jake.
RV mobile home light uh what do you call them? Outlets.
Yeah.
They got the
And I
back
had
cover you snap on after you get the wires stuck in place, and
the light switch in this place broke.
yeah, Jake, you need some
Have a good day, Texas.
of these cheap. I've got all you want, and I'll sell them to you cheap, cheap. You won't be able to find these cheaper than I'll sell them. Slumlord. That's what I need to do is put an ad on Slumlords, slumlords.com. I bet I sell out these real quick.
I don't know how Jake got to become the slum lord. I mean, it's not like he's got big high rises in the ghetto or anything like that.
But yeah,
It's because he's the Section 8 king.
Okay.
I've got 24 boxes of 100.
Damn.
Mr. Sadie says those are retrofit outlets.
Retrofit.
Yeah.
So how many different listings are you going to make? I mean, you surely need to make multiple listings.
Well, I made one with multiple quantity discounts. You know, buy two for $9, free shipping. And
He says he knows someone that might be interested. All right, well,
yeah, I can hook them up cheap, cheap, cheap. But
yeah, you need to join some trailer park communities on
Yeah.
Facebook and start advertising.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Two hip tips. I know that. but they've always, Jake can come onto the shows, and Scott immediately goes to, if Jake's in his truck, he's like, "Oh, so you're out kicking, evicting people today?"
Yeah, hook me up, Jake, and I'll give you a cut. How about 2%?
Yeah, tiny home groups would be a good one too.
Yeah, they got the little wings on the back that tighten down against sheetrock or whatever.
So you can put outlets wherever you want to.
Yeah, you don't these don't screw to
Like
studs like
right, the wall holds them in place. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was thinking too. Like RVs, boats, because a lot of people nowadays are building. They're taking like cruisers, and I'm not talking about big cruisers. I'm talking about like 34-foot cruisers and converting them into tiny homes to live on.
They're called dog legs. What do you
Oh, they
mean they
won't pass
won't
through
pass
there.
code there? This company sells all over the world. What do you mean they won't pass there?
Well, okay, here he
Uh,
is.
there he
He's here
is.
to defend himself now.
Are we stomping on Perky's channel?
He's not. They were out of town this week, weren't they?
Oh,
I don't know.
Anyway, how are you this morning, Jake?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm zoomed in awfully far.
We just figured you were trying to pick up a chick off the channel today.
Were we supposed to be checking your no
Hey,
pick?
does Beard have your phone number, or Beard, can you give him my phone number, or send him a text or whatever?
I can send it. I can send it on Facebook.
Okay.
You're not allowed to have phone numbers.
Whatever. No, I
Never
do
get
know somebody who has a fair amount of trailers, and they're always doing small repairs and stuff. So
I never get anybody's phone number because I know I'm never gonna call them. So
these are just the outlets. They don't have the faceplate, so they got to supply their own faceplates.
I gotcha. Yeah.
but if they're doing a repair, they've got the face.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I mean, and the faceplates, as long as they're still available, they should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I got so many I can sell them way cheap.
Okay.
Let's see,
All right.
what did I give for these?
$1 million.
I paid up a little bit. I gave $160 for the pallet.
Okay.
And if you do it between now and the
So,
time he goes on vacation, you'll get even a better deal.
Got a better day. Yeah.
was 240 divided by I figured it out. It was 3.4 cents a piece I paid for these.
All right.
So,
There you go. Yeah.
uh,
Or do you have me on Facebook? Maybe, Todd. I'm not sure. I hardly get on there, but
I doubt it.
okay.
Okay. What's your Facebook page? And I'll send you a request.
Good morning, Beth.
Jacob King.
Oh, how original.
I know. And if you go to facebook.com/Jacob King, that's me.
Go to what?
I was the very first person who claimed one of the URL, my name as a URL. Facebook.com/Jacob King. No spaces.
Oh, there's a bunch of Jacob Kings.
Yeah.
What's
It's a
your name?
common name.
4 mutual friends, including Tom Hucks. So I guess that's you.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Do you
Okay, I'm sending you a friend request.
All right.
This was before your time, but there used to be the King family. They were a group of singers. Mr. Sadie will remember them. But anyway, is anybody in your family famous singers?
No.
At Christmas
They're
time they had a
Amish, for God's sake.
They're famous Amish.
famous Amish.
They couldn't record anyway. They're Amish, for God. They couldn't put their picture on an album or nothing. They can't take photos. Come on.
Well, I didn't know whether they were using the tubes or not.
They call the group the Amish Osmonds. Wait, they were Mormons. Never mind.
Yeah, they were Mormons.
He's never seen Star Wars. You expect his family to have recorded an album, for God's sake?
Have you never seen Star Wars?
Lord, no.
Man.
Why would I want to watch such a thing?
We his parents need to be arrested for child abuse.
Star Wars, Star Trek, same thing. Never seen either one.
Are you not into science fiction at all?
Eh.
Yeah, do you want? He's lying. Yeah, he wants me to listen to a book that about the 1 second after the end of the nuclear bomb. That's science fiction.
Is my video frozen?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
We got you in your full glory. You look marvelous.
All right.
I remember
That
seeing Star
ceiling
Wars.
fan looks like a halo. You're so.
No, it looks like you got one of those hats that spins around and it's on steroids.
With your ceiling fan behind you. I saw Star Wars 7 times the first week it came out back in '77.
He wasn't even born in '77.
I know. But what the point is, now I look back, I go back and look at it, and I'm like, okay, the story's okay, the graphics are okay. What was so so good about it? And it was the fact it was all about the graphics. That's what made Star Wars so so
Scott
fantastic.
Garvin, I like your humor, Scott, but soaking is Mormons, not Amish.
Yeah, soaking is a Mormon thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had to look that one up about a year ago.
Really?
It is so strange about how they view like sodas, and they have soda stores and all kinds of crazy shit. You got to watch. What's his name? He spent some time with the Mormons.
There's a girl that I was watching last week, and she left the Mormon faith, and if anybody is in the Mormon church that is listening, I'm sorry, but it's a cult.
Yeah, Peter Santanello has
well, the Amish are a cult too, so.
Is there anything out there, any kind of group that you can't consider a cult? I mean,
well, I grew up Baptist, and if you leave the Baptist church, even if you become atheist, they're not going to stop talking to you. And it just seems like that's a thing.
You just don't have to. You just don't have to hide the fact you're in a liquor store anymore. You can.
That's right. No, listen to me. Let me tell you what. Baptists didn't dance because people would think they were having sex standing up. They don't smoke, but if you go stand at the back door of the church on a Sunday morning between Sunday school and church, you'll get cancer just from all the smoke that's out there, from all the old men out there smoking. I mean,
then when Peter went down to Louisiana, I'm like, I could have sworn he was talking to Kent. I'm like, shit. I'm like, Kent, did you change your name to talk to Peter Santanello?
Tactical Z, if you mention that movie again, I'm gonna have to squelch you, whatever it's called. Put you in time out.
I'll do it.
My 7-year-old niece watched parts of that movie, and she said that's stupid and quit watching it. And of course, my nephew had to sit through the rest of it. Yeah.
Growing up Baptist and then going Church of Christ, if you go into one of these other denominations, it'll scare the hell out of you.
Absolutely.
I was a young college student and never really experienced any craziness because I grew up in a small Baptist church. I went home with a friend that was Church of God, and when they broke out the band, I thought, holy hell, what is electric guitar on the stage and drums? I was not prepared for the speaking in tongues that was coming next.
Here's the motel building.
My mom still fusses about women wearing pants to church on Sunday morning. That's how old school Baptist she is. And
there
then when
you go.
they got
need some new electrical outlets for that unit there, Jake.
That's right.
They
there's the neighbors.
is in your neighborhood, or you got a rental out
Where
there?
you are.
Oh, this is the motel building here.
Oh.
They got 4 units up making money and 2 more to go. Isn't that right?
That's right. Yep.
What's holding you up getting the rest of them done?
Money.
Cash flow.
Cash
You
flow.
got plenty of money, Jake.
Yeah, because I don't spend it all.
All
I
Lord
actually
have
right.
did
mercy.
go look at another house to flip that's near a university,
Right,
and it was previously used as student housing. So upstairs, it has its own stairs and entrance upstairs with a kitchenette and 3 bedrooms where the students used to rent it by the bedroom and then had a common area and a common kitchen. And
right.
then the owner lived downstairs, but it's been halfway gutted. So it's I guess I don't know. They ran out of money or desire or life circumstances. Who knows? But it's on the market, so I went and looked at it.
Are you going to make it all into one big boarding house, or are you going to? What's your intent, or do you want to say?
No, hold on a second. What did I just? There we go. Oh, come on.
You're
Probably
the
There we go.
whatever makes the most money.
I probably rent the lower part to like one entity,
right.
and then the upstairs to students per apartment, per bedroom.
Are you close to a hospital?
Oh, we got hospitals everywhere.
Okay. Well, you ought to see if you look into your connections to see who are nurses, and make you up a flyer and rent that top
He
section
does
out to
not.
nurses.
He
That's
does.
that's what I
He
do
doesn't.
with this building,
Oh,
He
the
is
one
it?
I just showed you. Yep.
Okay.
doesn't rent to travel nurses that make all kinds of money.
Because our neighbors have a house, and they rent it out, which they rent the whole house out. But it's like traveling nurses that their spouses are working from home, and they can work anywhere. So
Yep.
like it was rented out for 2 months to one nurse and her husband, and it's fully
Yeah.
ready to move in.
All right. I got to go torment the Lutherans. I'll see
Yeah,
y'all
I got to get
tomorrow.
out of here too. Roberta's got to get on a phone call.
Bye.
So anyway, thanks for coming in, Jake. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
in, Scott. You doing a show tonight, or is it Friday night you do your nighttime show? He's
He
gone.
does it on Friday
Screw him.
nights.
Huh?
Yeah. Friday nights.
Okay. All right. Have a good day, Jake.
All right. You too. See ya. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank y'all for coming in. Have a great day. See you on Todd's channel tomorrow. Bye bye.